Hey, what's up guys, Reed here and welcome to ReadReborn. In today's video I'm going over the 4th floor on the new raid released in patch 3.2, Alexander Midas, the Burden of the Sun, otherwise known as A8 or M4, whichever you'd prefer. And to get into this raid you need a minimum item level of 200 and above, and you have to have completed all the other floors. So overall in this fight you're going to face 6 different bosses, and in this video I'm going to go over the tactics for all of those. So the first boss you're going to be facing in this floor is Onslaughter. So our first move to look out for is Mega Beam. You'll see in front of the boss like a big blue orb charging up, and basically wherever this is, that's the direction he's going to do a huge laser, so if you see that, just be sure to move out the way. So next up, when you see the boss cast Execution, he's going to summon 4 adds in each corner of the room, and basically you should assign 1 DPS to each corner and take out the add. If you don't take out one of the adds, they explode and give the whole party 1 stack of vulnerability up, so it's quite important that all of them die. And just keep in mind that when this is going on, AoEs are going to be dropped on players, so just be sure to move out of the way of those. One move that healers and tanks need to be aware of is Perpetual Ray. This gives the main tank a stack of physical damage up, so healers need to be aware because if there's a lot of stacks, the tank's going to take a lot of damage. And tanks need to be aware because if there's a lot of stacks, they could do a tank swap and try and split some of the damage. This leads on to the next mechanic, Discoid. A couple of players are going to be targeted by like a tether. And at the end of this tether is a bomb, and basically if your own bomb hits you it deals massive damage, so you need to rely on the rest of the players in the party to like destroy your bomb for you, and once they've all been destroyed you can go back to the boss. So that is everything for the Onslaughter. Just keep dealing with these mechanics until he's killed, and once you've done that he's going to jump into the air, and now you're going to have to deal with some of the old bosses from floor number 2. So first up, Brawler and Vortex are going to land, and you just have to deal with those. It's very similar mechanics to the floor that they're on. So for example with Brawler, that is going to be the single arm gold cannon, which is the tank buster, the double arm gold cannon, which is the like group split damage one, and then the orange cannon, which is the sort of runaway cannon. But whilst that's all going on, you're going to see that players are going to be constantly targeted by AoEs, so that's the ice rings and the fire AoEs. You have to constantly deal with those whilst taking out Brawler. So once you've taken out Brawler you can move on to Vortexer, and again you're just going to see very similar mechanics. So for example the ice rings and the fire AoEs, very similar to his fight, and he's really nothing to worry about. Just deal with his AoEs, and once you've killed him, Swindler and Blaster are going to spawn, and again just deal with both their mechanics at the same time. So I'd recommend taking out Swindler first. Just remember about the height move. If you get the purple debuff, stand on the ground or the lower level, and if you get the red debuff, stand on the higher level. So one of Blaster's abilities to look out for is people are going to be targeted by a purple arrow above their head, and same again, he's going to shoot down on them and then after a short while do a little charge, so everyone needs to be aware of those and see what direction they're charging in. So keep in mind that the move of the yellow circle and the number of orbs is going to happen, and that can happen to the off tank, and as you can see he was miles away from our group, so no one really noticed. I tried to get there but I didn't, but just remember that that will be happening as well. So after you've killed Blaster, all of the previous bosses that you fought so far in this fight are going to merge together and form one mega like robot monster thing called Brute Justice. So first up we've got Double Rocket Punch. This is a big tank buster, so tanks and healers need to be aware of that for tank swaps and ready for heals. Next up, 2 things. First is AoEs, always be on the ball for that. And next up is the classic orange arrows from like Void Arc and stuff. Everyone needs to pile in and split the damage. Next up is Super Jump. The boss is going to target one player, and it's quite hard to see who it is because it's just this really quick flash as you can see here. But after that happens, the boss is going to jump to that player, dealing fairly heavy damage, so if it's possible that player should run away from everyone, and healers need to be aware to heal up afterwards. Another move healers need to be aware of is Short Needle. This is a triple rocket burst, with each burst doing around 2,500 to 3,000 damage, so healers just need to be aware of that and mitigate or heal up afterwards. One move that the Brute Justice does similar to the Onslaughter is Mega Beam. Same as always, just move away from him in the direction that he's facing so you're not hit by the laser. When the boss jumps up, don't make the same mistake as I did and go straight into the middle, take loads of damage, go to the edge to take minimal damage, and then like 2 of the mini bosses are going to sort of split off and do their mechanics. So as you can see, those 2 mini bosses just running around shooting rockets, dropping AoEs such as the ice ring and the fire, and then you're going to see Brawler in the middle doing his like double arm gold cannon group split ability, so everyone needs to stack up opposite him and take that. If that wasn't enough, you're going to see like a strip mine thing in the middle, so you need to run as far away from that. And then also going to see the height mechanics, so depending on what colour debuff you have, depends on what height of ground you have to be on. And then also the Onslaughter is going to be in the middle, focusing the group with a Mega Beam. I thought I was out of the way, but I wasn't. But anyways, he's going to do that, and after he's done that, he's going to jump up, and then the Brute Justice is back for even more fighting. Another move that Brute Justice does throughout this fight is Apocalyptic Ray. This sort of frontal cone AoE that he doesn't mark, but as soon as he starts doing the move, he just holds it for a few seconds, so if you stay in it, you're going to probably die, so make sure you just move out of the way just to be safe. Apart from that, that's all the mechanics in this fight. The second half of the fight is basically nothing that you haven't seen, just keep up the process and dealing damage. Overall, it's a pretty heavy mechanic fight, there's a lot to do and it's just constant, but overall it is really good fun and there's some great music in this fight. But once you would have done that, you would have destroyed Brute Justice and completed Floor 4, the Burden of the Sun, and finished Alexander Midas, so congratulations. Anyway guys, that was my guide over, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to leave a like, share and subscribe for more Final Fantasy XIV videos in the future, and if you're new to my channel, check out some of my other videos. Anyway guys, thanks for watching and I'll see you again soon.